Okay, so welcome to class 4 of our new consultant training series. So excited that y'all are joining in and watching this video, and hopefully you have all the documents to follow along with me. If not, please don't even watch this. If you don't have the documents, like have seen them, looked at them, it will make so much more sense if you have those. So pause me, find the email, text me if you've never seen the email, but there's a whole packet of papers that go with this video that will help support what we talk about. So with that, last week we talked about what to do at appointments. Like when I have an experience with women, what do I do? How do I kind of move through that process? And so hopefully that all is making sense. You'll be getting to practice that soon and observe myself or someone else be doing that. But today we want to talk about what we do after the fact. And honestly, this part is just as important as last week's. And the reason is that it's wonderful to gain a new customer, but it's even more wonderful to keep that customer and to build a relationship with them where they become like a raving fan. That is the lifeline, the longevity of your business. And everything that I teach you or that we talk about is set up from the desire to help you build something that takes on a life of its own, where you have residual income, real residual income coming into your family's budget years down the line from the relationships you build right now. And so we're going to talk about how do you do that? What are some smart ways to do that? And we're also going to look around that. Okay, what is the impact on having a business for a lifetime, a business that takes on a life of its own, that has new energy, but it also has residual energy. So we're going to talk about the things that really impact that and the things that kill women's businesses. There are two major things that could kill your business. And I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to be here 5 years, 10 years from now. I want us to be doing life together. So let's talk about that. Okay, so first of all, I want to say you really, really can. I hope you believe with your heart that you can build residual income with this business. You never have to go crazy. You never have to be anything but who you are if you're willing to learn and if you're willing to invest a little bit of time consistently over time. The worst way to try to build a business is in like spurts once a month. It's just like there is a level of a consistent energy being put forth or you will lose what you build. And so it doesn't mean hours and hours and hours, but it means a consistent effort put forward to honor the people that you collect. And that's separate from trying to collect new people. Like there's both of those pieces exist. So let's jump in, okay? Right, lots of stuff. Get your pen ready. We're going to go through some really awesome stuff. You may want to review this video frequently, and if so, that's great. And I would love to talk with you about whatever questions arise from it. So here's the thing. In order to build a really powerful business that takes on a life of its own, there's something beyond your pricing and your product that causes that to happen. You have to have a great product to be in business, and you have to have a reasonable price to be in business. Those things have to exist. They are not the forefront. A lot of companies act like our stuff, or a deal is the hope of their business. And that is wrong. That is a race to the bottom. That is a survival tactic. That is not something that is healthy in order to grow something and to build a group, a network of raving fans. And that's what you want. And so what is more important than that is obvious greater value. I like to call that OGV, obvious greater value. That is the key factor. What do I mean by that? What is obvious greater value? It means something that is beyond the price point and that's beyond just the sheer product that you're offering. It's something special. And I typically see this special thing provided in two ways. One, it can be who you are, how you care for people, how you remember their important dates or their kids' names, or you check in on their job hunt. Being someone who gives and who cares and who loves is one way to provide greater value that will keep people from leaving you like big time. The other way is by providing solutions and benefits and results that women are looking for. And ideally, you're doing both. You're doing the serving, caring, giving, and you're doing the valuable information, helpful tips, results that they're looking for, improvement in their struggles, whatever that looks like. So those two things together are what build raving fans. And when I say raving fans, it's not about me or you. Like, I just want everyone to think I'm so awesome. No. It's, I want them to be so thrilled with the experience of working with me, where they feel like it was so valuable for their lives. It adds so much joy to their life. It simplifies their life. It solves their problems in a way that they can't like even imagine not having my service in their life and our products in their life. Does that make sense? All right. So when you want to build long-term customers who are raving fans, here are the important pieces that you need to do after those appointments to set that in motion. Number one, very, very practical, not super exciting, is the paperwork. When you come home from a party, you have profile cards for customers, and then you may have sales slips. That is no longer required, and so depending on your style, you might have sales slips filled out, or you can do all of that on your phone. Pretty awesome. So if you prefer to write it out, you can sit down with them in the close and write it out by hand, add it up, fill it out. If so, you'll input this onto the computer where I show you. Or you can use the My Customers Plus app on your phone. I'm going to open it up so you can see it. Okay, if you see my phone, that is the app. And it opens up. I got to put my password in. All right, and then once it loads, all of this is customers, orders, catalog. You can access the catalog. My inventory, you can tag your products to this so that you always know what you have on hand or in stock. Your 6 daily important things to do list. You can do reports. You can do notifications for like when people run out of things or when they want you to check back with them. That's all right here. Super awesome. So here's the part that is really handy when you're having sales. You can go paperless. I still do love the customer profile. I want her to write that down. I want us to keep notes of the products she loves and the things she's interested in. I think these have value, especially in the appointment. It's easier than you just like typing a bunch of stuff in, right? But for the sale itself, in order to eliminate paperwork after the party, you can simply push the plus sign and, oops, not notifications, plus. And then you choose what your new thing, what it is that you want to do. And so I'll add a customer if it's someone new. I'm going to put her first and last name in, like that. And then I'm going to not enter the rest of her information yet. I want to do that later off of her card. But this, I just need her name added in, and I hit done. And then when I have an order from her, I'm just going to click on the little bag. I'm going to grab her name. And when I click on her name, it offers CDS or my inventory. So if she called me and she needs something, she lives far away, I'll choose CDS, which is the customer delivery service. So I go there and Mary Kay ships the order out for me to her. I can pick samples and everything to add in. If she lives far away or I don't have everything she needs, or it's a pretty large order that's going to cost a lot to do the post office, I'll do CDS. You do have to have ProPay. We talked about ProPay back at class 1. You do have to have ProPay to do CDS. That's how they process the order financially. If it's at a party in person, I'm going to deliver the products to her right there because it's easier and it's more fun being Santa. Then I choose from my inventory, and then the catalog pops up. And you can either search the name or you can click on a category. And this has, it was the best sellers category. And so it has the mask and the activating serum and the microdermabrasion and all those things. So you just add in the items, as many items as you want to put in, or as they're ordering. And then once you've added them in, let me just pick a couple here. So let's do the charcoal mask. So I click on the charcoal mask and then it has a 0. I'm going to click on that and then it lets you pick a quantity. Let's say she wants 2 charcoal masks. You wait for it to squeeze together like that. Now it's a 2 and now it's in the bag. Once you've added in all your products, you go up to the shopping bag in the corner and it shows you what the order is. It allows you, if you want to add more, you can add a gift with purchase to the order. It'll then let you see the total. It shows you the total price. You can do a discount. So 5%, 10%, 15% off. You can do whatever discount you want. Done. And then it shows you the tax. So no longer do you have to calculate the tax or figure out the tax. It's all right there. You get your customer total. And then if you're mailing it, it has you put in her address and phone number. If you're not mailing it, you can just go straight to payment. And then the payment section on here has credit card, cash, or check. So you can literally process your credit card right on here in the moment. I just did that today. Or you can say cash payment and she's giving you cash and now you have a record. Okay, she paid me in cash or a check, or PayPal or whatever. And then notes or reminders where you can add any kind of notes you want. And then once you've completed it, you mark it complete. And that is a way to put all orders in through your phone instead of having to have papers that you fill out. There's nothing wrong with the papers, but that requires extra steps of going home and inputting this into the computer later versus it's already there. So whatever works for your brain, but I'm switching over after 9 years to doing it on my phone. So that is that's the sales slip part. You know what? Let me grab, see. Okay. Yes. So if you want to make a note, that's what you want to do for your paperwork. Now, once you get your sales done for the week, I'm going to show you, I'm going to share my screen so you can see where, actually, I don't have to do that. I put a document in, I forgot. So once you, let's see, sorry about this. Hang on just a second. If you want to open, oh, that's the wrong screen here. Okay, if you want to open the document from the email that says WASEXP, was exp doc, WASEXP, that is, WAS stands for Weekly Accomplishment Sheet. So pull up that document, and on there, you'll see pictures of Mary Kay in Touch. And so when you look at this, these pictures, it's going to show you what it looks like when you put your sales in on the computer. If you're going to do this using, where did I put that? If you're using a sales slip, this is where you'll enter it. And so what you do is when you look, if you look at the Mary Kay in Touch pictures, that drop-down menu that says Business Tools, if you go way down to the bottom of Business Tools, it says Weekly Accomplishment Sheet. You'll click on the Weekly Accomplishment Sheet and you'll enter your weekly accomplishments. So it is super easy. And I'm thinking maybe I'll just pull it up so there's a visual for you. Let me get to sharing my screen. Okay, share screen. All right, so you go to business tools, go all the way down to, weekly accomplishments, enter weekly accomplishments. Then this pops up. And this is the picture that you have in your packet, but you've got the week of, so you're picking whatever week of it is. Then you have two options. You have my customers' orders right here. That comes in right off of this app. And then down below it, you'll see where it says manual orders, and that changes it to you can enter the order yourself. So if you want to enter it, you do that. If you're pulling it in from your app or from an online order that was put in, sorry everyone, my husband is with them, then you have this list of the My Customers orders. So here's what I fill out for this, what you need for your tax records. And that's really, like, if I didn't really say that well, you have to fill this out as tax records. This is your proof of sales. This is what you'll use for your taxes at the end of the year. You do not want to stock up a pile of orders or 1,000 of these on here and never have gone in, because you do have to tweak the tax and tweak those amounts that are listed on here. Do it weekly. Just trust me. Find one time a week where you're going to run and do your quick paperwork. If you use the app, it's fast. It goes straight in. You're just going into this program like what you see on my screen, and you're just adjusting totals. Boom, it's done. But I do it every Sunday. That's my thing. Like, I'm not going to bed Sunday night if I haven't jumped on and wrapped up any new customer profiles and all the sales. So you can put their name. I put either the hostess of the party or the customer who ordered. You don't have to separate a party out by orders. Group it all together. So if it was Sarah's party, put hostess. And then I don't answer all the fancy questions. I just go right to the sales. You'll see it says sales less tax. Don't keep the tax out. There is nothing that you need for anything that pulls the tax out. You always need the tax in there for your records and all of that. So I don't know why they say that. Leave the tax in. And then you do not have to mark hostess gifts, giveaway, non-recovered sales tax. You don't have to do any of that. It'll be taken care of in your taxes. You're just going to add the things in. And once you've added in your sales for that week, whether from the My Customers orders or from the manual orders, you go to submit, and you're going to do a printer copy and print that out so you have a record of it. And then you're going to submit my accomplishments. You'll see right there on the screen, and it sends it to me, and I get to see how your week was. And I love this. I love seeing the results that you had, what you generated. It makes it super, super fun. And it also gives us something we can talk through as you move forward and as you grow. So be sure to submit your accomplishments. And again, that's right there. So that is weekly accomplishments and most of the paperwork part of after the party. You can let me know if you have any questions. The second thing you're going to do, so number one was paperwork. The second thing after the party that helps you build a business for a lifetime is depositing and dealing with your money. Because this is your business. We want you to be profitable. We want you to be a wise steward. So remember, even as we talked about in class 1, after an appointment or a sale of any kind, for me, I look at this once a week. I look at all the deposits of sales from my customers and orders and all that. So whether it was my credit card, it was credit cards, cash, checks, I get it all deposited into that main checking account that is my profit account. And then I'm going to go, okay, 60% of that, put it in the savings for my next inventory order. That should order and restock the products I sold. It may order things I didn't have that people wanted. It'll cover shipping, tax. That's how you're going to divide it. 60% is set aside immediately. Then you have that 40% left. You may figure out if you need to leave a little bit in there to save for an event or purchase something small. The rest of that money, then transfer it into your family's bank account. And remember what we talked about class 1. Your husband should only see additions. So he shouldn't be looking at your business account. You're a wise business owner. We're working together on that. But he should see money coming into your bank account every week or every month or however you want to do it. And of course, you would separate out from that if you made an investment in your inventory as well. You'll separate out some to pay that back. That's up to you how much. I would just encourage you, let there be some small wins for your family, even if you're paying back your investment. That's understandable. That's totally fine. But take the family out for a treat, or, get your husband a fun something that he likes, or whatever. Make sure that there is some income coming in. Remember, a marathon. It's a long journey. And I'm not saying, oh, don't pay your inventory back. No, please pay it back. But it's a journey. And so give yourself time. Make sure there's victories and wins along the way for you and for your family. So that's the money side. And number 3 is inventory. Make sure you order any needed items quickly and restock as is healthy for you, depending on how much product you have. If you have a very small inventory, you'll be ordering a lot. If you have a full store like I do, I can order maybe once, twice a month, depending on how active my stuff is flying off my shelves. So that's very important, though, is if you want a business for a lifetime that takes on a life of its own, you do need to be quick on ordering, and I would highly encourage you build your inventory. Build it up to a good, healthy amount, and I'm always happy to help you with that. All right, the 4th thing you're going to do to build long-term customers is track. Track your stuff. And I am not a crazy, insane, tracking everything person. I'm very simple, but there are a few things that make a huge difference in you just knowing your progress and keeping track of your customers and what you're doing and who you're talking to. All of that stuff can just be in your head or on 100 pieces of paper. That's not the point. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen here and grab the next document, which is the serve tracking sheet. The serve tracking sheet. This baby is my best friend. I love it for my business. It looks, let's see, I can't see myself anymore. There we go. Looks like this. This is my serve tracking sheet. I usually print 6 at a time, and I just put them in the little pocket folder so that I'm not like starting a new month. Oh no, I don't have a tracking sheet. Nope, I do have a tracking sheet. It's right here. I just pull it out and I put the month at the top. So here is the deal with the serve tracking sheet. Well, you have it. If you look at this sheet, start on the right-hand side, that long column of bubbles. So when you are reaching out and making contact to people, what you want to do is you want to fill in those little bubbles. Find your own way, but you want their name. And I like to put Facebook if I'm Facebook messaged, or text if I text, or voicemail if I left a voicemail. Just designate what I did. And it's just the calls, the texts, the messages I sent for that month. So I just list them out in there. Sometimes I'll put people's names who I want to get in touch with that I may not have yet. I'll jot their names down. If they say yes, I circle it. If they say no, I put an X through it because I want to see. I need lots of no's. I need lots of no's. If I'm not getting any no's, I'm probably not asking very many people. So it's A-OK. Circles and X's for yeses and no's. Once I am in that process with people and I get to circle someone who said yes, then I move to the weekly bookings. So if you look over at the top of the page, I'm just going to pull this out. The weekly bookings, week 1, 2, 3, 4 of the month. I'm just going to put their name in on whichever week of the month they are going to be an appointment. If they have to cancel, I scratch them out and I move them to wherever else. If I meet with them, I have the check marks as a yes, I met with them. And then once I do meet with them, actually I need to update this. I have some more faces on here. These are where I list my faces for each month. And I jot their name, when we met, and then the process I walk through. I met them. When was their follow-up customized appointment? Did I have a career chat with them? Did they come to a meeting? Those layers of building relationships, I'm keeping track of. One, because I will forget over 6 months. That's a lot of time and a lot of people. But also, if we have a special event or something is going on, or I'm just stopping to look over my business, I'm just going to scan down this list of names. I'm going to see, who do I need to talk to? Who do I need to circle back with? Who did we like stop mid-process with? And I want to go back in and fill in. And that is a very smart thing to do, because people's life change all the time. People who had to cancel will rebook. So I love that it's all on here. Everybody I've contacted, everybody I've ever booked, everybody I actually met with, everybody who canceled. And then down here, I keep track of the actual career chats I hold and what they said, and keep like my brainstorm list down there of potential team members. So that is how I use this tracking sheet. So after an appointment, like today I had one, I need to add in some names. I need to add another appointment that is scheduled. So I just kind of go back to this every day or every couple days, depending on how, what you're doing in your business. And that's how you keep those people, keep track of them. And literally, it's foolproof. All you have to do is just scan the list once a week, every day, and oh shoot, I need to text back her. Oh my, I forgot about her. It's easy, simple, very, very simple. So that's the fourth thing. Now we're going to transition into a little bit more fun part of building customers for a lifetime and a business that takes on a life of its own. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the development, the people. Those were all the tactical, I must do this, stay organized, keep up with that. Now let's go into the following up with the people and building relationships. So if you would grab the two customer service formula page, and grab that. This formula is long-lasting Mary Kay formula for how to develop that relationship with the customers initially and what those things are. And then after that, we'll talk about long-term view and things you can do big picture with everyone. So if you grab the customer service formula, it's called 2 + 2 + 2. And the idea here is you're going to do something in 2 days, you're going to do something in 2 weeks, and then you're going to do something every 2 months. That's what those two stand for. So 2 days after her first appointment, you're checking on her products, you're checking on her customized experience, making sure that date is good, if she's sharing it with friends, who's coming, all of those things. So it's that check-in after 2 days. Again, that is helpful with this serve sheet because you can mark it up however you want. You could put a date of when to talk to people and just every day scan it real quick. Oh, need to text her. Oh, you can set an alarm in your phone. Whatever works to keep you smooth. All right, then the second 2 is 2 weeks. You want to try to complete that customized experience where she goes more in depth on whatever thing she's choosing and possibly hosting, if possible. You want to try to complete that within 2 weeks. It's simply because that's when the most momentum is for the relationship. If this is a stranger who you've never met, once a couple weeks go by, it starts to get foggy in her mind and she might start to lose a little bit of that interest and energy. We're going to talk about ways that you avoid that. But in general, that 2-week window is a hot spot to ideally try to reconnect. And so that's why you notice when we get to the end of each appointment, we say, hey, I'd love to see you in about the next 2 weeks so we can go more in depth, do all of these things. What's better for you, daytime, evening, or weekend? That's why we do that. And then the third is 2 months. You're going to check in to touch base, service her needs. So that would be either sending a text or an email or a phone call, personal contacts, not group contacts. And the ways, the opportunities that arise for that are listed right there. You can send the lookbook once a quarter. So that goes out every 3 months. And we'll talk about the details on that in a moment. You can also do a holiday open house or a spring fling thank you sale. I do 2 sales every year. It's buy one, get one half off. It's customer appreciation. It's thanking them. And that's the only time that I offer deals on my business, because this is a business for profit. So doing 2 open houses and 4 catalogs, that's 6 contacts. So I'm asking, hey, did you see the new products? Did you see the beautiful this and that? Hey, thank you so much. Here's a deal that's coming up. That hits 6 times a year that I'll directly reach out and contact my customers. As your customer base grows, there are some partnerships that we have that help simplify that a lot. Y'all experience it with me when I text our unit, and it's the special phone number. I also use that for customers. It's a paid service, so you don't need it when you have 10 customers, but as it grows and you start going, oh my gosh, how am I going to text all these people? Let me know. You'll need it then. So when you follow this plan with your initial customers, and then you build the long-term things that we're going to talk about, you really can build a customer base for life. They stick with you. They start texting you, hey, when is your sale? I know it's coming up. Like, they plot and wait for it, and they just get excited about new stuff. And so I want you to know and really value those customers. It's wasted if you always new. And there are amazing things you can do to keep those people and to deepen that relationship without driving anybody crazy. Okay, so before we move on into that, let's look at this second half of the sheet that says Preferred Customer Program. This is what we lovingly call PCP. And every 3 months, there's a window of time that you can enroll all of your customers to get the next lookbook in the mail sent to them from Mary Kay with a sample inside and all of your information on the back. It's amazing. PCP is phenomenal. And it is like pennies on the dollar. I haven't even mailed a lookbook in quite a while, but last time I did, it cost me like $1.50 to take it in there, hand address it, tape it shut, send it out. If you pay Mary Kay to do it for you, where they label it, they put the sample inside, they get it sent with your information and everything on it, it's 70 cents. Like, that's amazing. You should not do it. It's so great. Even in the beginning, if you don't have a bunch of customers, who are the people who have to be your customers because they love you and they're your friends and family? Put them in. Get a book sent to them. It will draw their attention. They'll look through it. It'll gain some interest for you. So definitely use the PCP program. All you do is you go into Mary Kay in Touch. You go to Business Tools, and then shortly down, you'll see Preferred Customer Program, and you can enroll them all. And every quarter, you re-sign them up because you have to pay for it. But you can start with your list from the last time and just add in new people or take off someone that doesn't need to still be on there. Very simple. It doesn't take forever. You're just kind of scanning through and making adjustments each quarter, and then you pay. And so the enrollment periods are like December 15 through January 17, that window. And then it goes every quarter after that. I can't tell you all the dates off the top of my head, but you'll get emails from Mary Kay. You'll see notifications on Mary Kay in Touch. You'll see stuff in our Facebook group. You will get contact, so you will not miss it. It's always in the middle of the month. So PCP it's again, if you build this into your customer base and they're used to it, you'll know when they got the books, because all of a sudden you'll have an influx of orders from customers. And if you send one every quarter to someone, the total cost on that is $280. That is made up in one eyeshadow. If they simply order one eyeshadow in the year, you made your money back, plus more. So I just want to encourage you to use the PCP program. Do not think, oh, I don't know if I could afford it. You can't afford not to have your products and your name and that book in those people's hands. The thing I hear more from customers than people bothered me is, yeah, I never really heard from her. So we don't want to be that person, right? We do not want to be that person. So that is 2 plus 2 plus 2. And those are kind of how you start your customer service formula, 2, 2, and 2. However, there is a huge opportunity outside of that I missed for years. I can't even imagine how many customers I would have, and I have several hundred, How many customers? Probably 1,000 if I had done more than just that. That's the starting point. But I wish I had more valued those people and served them better from the very beginning, because they just need it. Our customers need that contact, and there are things you can do without texting them all the time to continue to grow that connection. And that's what we're going to talk about now. So in order to build customers for a lifetime, once you've accomplished that 2 + 2 + 2 formula, next you need a Facebook group for your customers. And I don't care if it's 10 right now. It doesn't matter. They probably won't even notice that. But, and you can use friends and family who haven't bought anything yet. It doesn't have to be people who've bought, but you need to start a Facebook group for loving on and building camaraderie and adding value to your clients. So I would give it a name that is, first of all, it's not a business page. This is a group. You're creating interaction. When I add them to the group, there's a button where you can send them a message, and I always send a message. It says, hey girl, this is where I add value. I don't say add value. That's the inside term. I say this is a group where I try to provide tips and ideas and just build community with my clients. I totally understand if you're grouped out, but if you'd like to join, I would love for you to be here with us. That's the message. And then I'll add them in and let them decide. My group is Feel Beautiful Simply. Feel beautiful simply, because what I really want for women is that they feel beautiful all through their lives, all the stages, but we keep it simple and we make it streamlined and break down the barriers to getting that. And so Feel Beautiful Simply is my group. You can title yours what you want, but title it in a way that offers them something, you know, not my VIP group. Who cares? You know, I highly recommend use words that offer something to them. Like, ooh, I want to feel beautiful simply. What would yours be? But a Facebook group, the power of it is that you can constantly share new products, do tutorials, provide tips. If you're not comfortable going live, it's okay. You can get there later. You can still post pictures of our products with a little write-up of what it does for people. You can post a picture of yourself and show the things you're learning. You can post about your spring holiday sale. You know, spring holiday sale? There's going to be a lot there. You're happily able to join my group if you want to see. You can steal every single thing I ever post. It's not to give you a bunch of stuff to do, but it's very important because you cannot text women every week about your business. They will shut you down and run away and think you're annoying. But if you post in a group every day or two, they think it's great because that's content, that's value. It's not annoying because they get to choose to engage. You can do so many things to honor those women in a Facebook group. So I really do not think you should go without one for like more than a week, because it's just what I do is when I come home from appointments or once a week when I sit down and do my quick paperwork, I just go through and I add all those people on Facebook. If they're not my friends, I friend them and then I add them to the group. And I always give that little message, so it's not just sticking them in. They have that option to join. And I have noticed that has been a massive improvement in my sales and in my reorders. So highly recommend doing that. Again, I hear way more often from customers, yeah, I never heard from my consultant, than I hear, oh my gosh, she drove me nuts. The only time you drive people nuts is when you're constantly saying, hey, I'm having a sale. Hey, I'm having a sale. Hey, I have a goal. Do you want to help me reach my goal? That's the only annoying thing. Value and service and love and connection is always valuable. So the other benefit is if they don't buy initially, or maybe they don't work with you again, it continues to keep them closer. If you have to schedule a customized experience further out, you still have a way of keeping them in the fold and drawing their interest and talking about different things that we do and showing different tips. And can't tell you how often I upsell things. I'm not trying to sell. I'm just trying to talk about what we have and solutions we provide. They order. and they want more. And it really is powerful. Plus, they get to see your life. They see that you're a normal person. They see your family, and it really, really works well. So just remember, the focus of your Facebook group is to add value, not to sell stuff or convince people to do anything. When you add value, you do not have to ask for anything. They will realize it. I need that. I want that. And they're in. So just a reminder, it's going to be solutions, benefits, and results. Solutions, benefits, and results for women. It is not features of a product. It's not facts, ingredients, things about yourself. Those are sprinkled in very, very, very sporadically. Lead with benefits for her, results for her, solutions for her. Talk on that language. That's a story that they can come be a part of. All right. So as we finish tonight, the last few minutes, we have several things to go over here. I want to talk about what I started mentioning, the 2 things that literally destroy women's businesses, because I just want to put them out before you now, and then you can know that I told you and I warned you and beseeched you to not let them take you out. They don't have to. So the 2 things that can take a woman down in this business, and any business, it's not just Mary Kay: time management and emotional management. Time management and emotional management, they are key. So let's talk about emotional management first. Do you remember me talking about the emotion cycle? That was on one of the very first text trainings, and I included that document again in here just in case you didn't have it or see it. I just want to remind you that you are going to absolutely have challenges. You are going to have down days or down weeks. You're going to have people who don't treat you the way that they should. You're going to have missed goals, like all of that stuff. But it's not going to outweigh the number of victories and the number of celebrations and the number of sweet moments with women and people you get to serve and goals that you do accomplish. In the grand scheme of the marathon of our lives and our business, the good is going to far outweigh the bad. But we have to learn to turn our eyes to the good, and we have to learn how to stay in it. Stay in it is my mantra. Because when I started my business, I thought challenges were signs of reasons to quit. I mean, I could handle a few, but after a couple, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't think this is going to work. And I don't know why. Nobody ever told me everything in life was going to be perfect, but I really would question and struggle. And it's like, oh no, this is hard. And it can be. But what thing in our life, first of all, isn't hard? Parenting is hard. Marriage can be hard. Learning a new job of any kind or getting a degree takes a lot of work, and it takes struggle. Working out, eating healthy, it's all hard. It's almost like that's how God designed it. It's almost like anything good comes with striving and working and trusting the Lord in the down and the up. And so one of my favorite verses that I hold to and that I cherish, that helps me in this business tremendously, is James 1:2-4. And I like a translation that's very like contemporary. And it says, "Consider it a sheer gift, my friends, when trials and challenges come at you from all sides. You know that under pressure, your faith life comes out into the open and shows its true colors. So don't try to get out of anything prematurely. Let it finish its work so you may be mature and well-developed, not deficient in any way." That is what challenges do for us if we let them, if we stay in it. And I look back and I can see so many times where I could have gone somewhere else or done something else in lots of areas of my life, not just my business. But then I see the fruit of what happened because I didn't, because I stayed true, because I held on, because I dug deeper and figured it out. You don't have to rush. You don't have to fix it all tomorrow, but if you will stay in it emotionally, if you will reach up, don't reach sideways to people who are in the exact same place as you, who are dealing with the exact same fears. Go up to someone ahead of you, reach up, share. You don't have to hold it in. You don't have to pretend that you're perfect and strong and got it all together. Oh Lord, I don't. But if you'll reach up, if you'll stay in it, if you'll just take the next best step, just the next best step, I promise you, you will make progress. You will move forward and you will see new victory and new growth and new accomplishment. It's never too late. You're never so behind that you can't continue and move forward. Please trust me on this. I'm not going to go into my whole story today, but trust me, the only thing that causes women to fail is quitting. I'm serious. I have yet to see a woman who stayed in it, who was willing to grow and learn, who could not find some success here. All right, I'm so passionate about this. I think you can tell. But we miss a lot of blessings because we won't just stay in it. So I'm challenging you to stay in it. Stay with me. Give it a full year of steady, daily effort. If you absolutely hate it, you don't have to stay. But gosh darn it, on the worst day, is it hard? No, we hang out with women. We serve them. I mean, if she meets with you, there's some kind of desire on her heart, something that she cares about. Just have fun with her. Serve her, love her. If you do that to enough people long enough, you will have sales. I promise. So I just want to encourage you that don't over obsess about all the things and, if you do it wrong, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And even people who say no now or they come back around sometimes. And there's always more people. One of my statements that I speak out every day over my business is I have just enough time for all the people God has for me. I have just enough time for all the people God has for me. I am not desperate and I am not overwhelmed. I have just enough time. And that is what I'm speaking into my business. And that's what I'm going to see. So, all right. So emotions are crucial, but there is something that can be a powerful impact. And I'm so sorry, but there's a document. I don't know if you've been filling this out, but if you open the 2 Things Kill Women's Businesses document or print it, have it there. Number 1 was emotional management. And my favorite verse is James 1:2-4. James 1:2-4. So you can jot that down. And then stay in it. Oh, stay in it. It is worth it. So much joy on the other side of each hurdle, each challenge. All right. The second thing that kills women's businesses is time management. So that's second, time management. And the statement underneath that, you'll see there's 2 blanks. How you manage your time will determine your emotions. It is linked, especially as women. If our time's out of control, then our emotions are stressed, overwhelmed, guilty, all the things, yucky things. We don't want to live in that. So how you manage your time will determine your emotions. So what I found to be crucial is, number 1, planning your time. I know you've heard this 100 times, but planning your time, like really planning your time. And here's the kicker, planning it by your priorities. You do not have to set aside your priorities in order to build success in Mary Kay. Now, will it require a sacrifice here or there of different things that you like? Yeah. I mean, we only have 24 hours in a day, so we have to pick and choose something, but the things you value, the things that are most important to you, you will protect. It's just, okay, where in the list does Mary Kay fall? And so what I want to encourage you to do is to just think through what are 5 or 6 priorities for your life. What are 5 or 6 things that are non-negotiables? This is something I'm going to invest time in no matter what. So of course, if you have a job, that's a priority. You're getting a paycheck. You don't want to get fired. Family, that is a super high priority. Mary Kay wise, we teach that your faith is first. What time you want to invest in that, the places you're serving and growing, number one most important. And this is taught from our corporate top ladder down. Second is your family. Where do they fit in your time? What are the important commitments that you're going to make for them? Sometimes you have to go talk to them about it. I've had to circle back with Mike multiple times going, okay, I'm thinking this or feeling this. What do you think? Or, hey, with our life right now, knowing that I need to work this much for my own, this is what we want me to work. Where do you want me to take away? Where do you want me to stop? When do you want me to turn my phone off? Those things. For my kids, what are the things they most want me to do? So I visit with them and I find out what the priorities are so I can plan in my faith time, my family time, and then what are the other couple things? Working out for me is a top priority. I do not do it. That's just for me. Obviously my Mary Kay stuff. I'm very passionate about worship and I love music and I love to sing and lead, and that gets time every single week in my life most of the time. There may be other things that you really love or just that bring you joy and bring you life that you can breathe and do. Just jot down what are those 5 or 6 things. And then, if you're wanting to grow your Mary Kay business, it should probably be on that list, even if it's very, very small segments. I'm not saying that these 5 or 6 things fill 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm just saying these 5 or 6 things are the things you plot into your calendar that, okay, they're going here, they're going here, they're going here. They could move from week to week, but planning it is the key. And so I just want to show you, you have a document called the weekly plan. You have a weekly plan sheet, and it allows you to plan a week at a time, but hour by hour. And so this is my weekly plan sheet for this week. For 2 weeks. And so I just plot in, the different things in little half an hour or quarter. So you'll see, I don't necessarily write on every hour because there's things where I know, okay, I'm just mama right there, or it's family, or it's, a day off. I don't have to plan all those. But then okay, this is a day where I'm going to get these things done. Okay, I've got this. I'll time block for appointments and then I fill them in with the name. But it's okay, that's my working block. How can I fill that in? And it's also a reminder, if it's not getting filled in, I need to get that filled in. So that's the weekly plan. And so I literally, the things that can get moved, that are priorities, for some people it might be the gym, or it might be their quiet time, or their Mary Kay. If it's something that still gets bumped, you need to write it down and plot it in and just honor it. There are things in my life that are priorities that I don't have to write in my calendar anymore because I just do them at that time all the time. But for the things that you're trying to add into your life, or if your days are super full, you might have to sometimes I have to go, okay, literally, okay, work out, quiet time, okay, shower, prep dinner, lunches, take the girls to school, drop it. Some days are that full and I have to write it out so I know I have time to do all the things. Other days it's okay, every Monday's the same. We do this. I think you get the point. I'm not trying to belabor that, but I just believe in it so much. And a funny little story, I was struggling with getting the workouts in there for a good season in this past year. And I was at least doing something a couple days a week, but I was not by any means peak condition. It was not the most intense stuff in my living room or jogging outside and just kind of fitting in it. It felt really hard. But I just kept telling myself, I can't get up earlier. I can't get up earlier. I can't do that. So I was just kind of surviving, not feeling super great. Well, all of a sudden, an opportunity opened up and I realized if I want to be a part of this program, I'm going to have to go at 5 a.m. I'm just going to have to. I don't think I can. It took me a week and a half to try. And the first time I did it, because I had slated out, there is absolutely no way I can do it except for at 5 a.m., I fell in love. And I was hooked. And now I'm 3 days a week working out at 5 a.m. You may not choose that. It's okay. It may not even work for your schedule. You may have other things you're doing already at 5 a.m. But by looking at my hours and just breaking them down, I could plan in my priorities and figure out what's worth it to me and what's not. So anyway, I want to encourage you each week to have that weekly plan sheet and block in the things that are non-negotiable priorities in your life. And for what I would say, since your business is new, I would say Mary Kay should probably be on there. Trainings, meetings, block those out, and to the best of your ability, protect that time. All right, the second thing that I have found to be crucial, besides planning your time, is work when you're supposed to work. Work when you're supposed to work. Then be done. There's nothing more exhausting than thinking about your stuff all day that you should be doing or you want to be doing or you need to be doing, and it's all in your head and you're never really doing it, but you feel so stressed by it, and then you wake up and like, oh my gosh, I never get anything done. Ugh, you will want to quit. You don't have to live that way. Write it down, plot it in your calendar. Yes, sometimes things will change and you have to scoot it over a few days. It's okay, but you will get things done. And then if you work hard in that little segment that you said, it works here. I'm going to do it right here. Work it, girl. Have fun. Be intentional. And then turn it off and move on. If something comes in your brain, jot it down. Keep living life and being present where you are, but also give your business the honor of being present in it at the right times. And I'm not saying you never, ever mix. You will see my kids in and out at times when I'm doing stuff because this is our home and it doesn't have to be perfect. And I can, play with my kids and then have an hour where they're doing free play and I come in here and work on things. That's okay. We're, especially our age range, we're getting to where I can. That was not always an option. So there is an intermingling. I try to include my girls in what I'm doing, try to find jobs they can do. I try to, encourage them as a part of my business, but I also have strict times when I work. And so a couple of things that have helped me to stay on this is just, if it's my work time, because I do block things in and I have paid childcare sometimes or preschool, and it's like, okay, that is my paid time. So for me, I do not do housework or chores or errands when I am paying someone to watch my kids so that I can work. Now, depends on your schedule and how much time, don't hear anything as black and white. This is just, I have some very specific days. It's not 5 days a week yet. It's just a couple days. So when those hours are there, I am on it. I am working and I am not going to the grocery store or mopping floors. I also want to use the time with my kids to teach them how to do chores and to teach them how to get involved in the little stuff. So for me, when my work time is sacred and I do not waste it on other things. Secondly, I don't live in guilt. I look at it, I figure out, okay, is this healthy? Is this okay? And then I just do what I said I was going to do. Like tonight, this is a commitment. My husband has the girls. They're at our church for a thing that they're doing every single night. I don't have guilt because this is a commitment I've made. Tomorrow night, I'll be at church with my family. Last night, I was at church with my family. And so we just make it work. And when you're on the same page with the hubby, you've evaluated what your kids need most, you can just be. You can do your stuff. And you can enjoy it. And it really, really is awesome. So I would encourage you, as you look at your time each month, take a look at your month, see what the big holes are, the big busy spots, just get an idea, and then live week by week, kind of with that weekly plan. On Sunday nights, I get my weekly plan and I kind of block it in and fit in the holes. And then each night I set a list of 6 things that I really need to accomplish that next day. This is specifically with my work. You could do this with your family or your other job. But in my business, okay, 6 things. Prioritize those 6 things that are income producing, that are going to grow my business. Those just next steps, or those little things that are like today, I have to send these invitations to these spa experiences to my 2 hostesses that don't have them. I have to do that. So it was on the list. Send those. And I got that done. Monthly, weekly, and then daily. Just a couple things for each day that I'm going to check these things off. and move to the next day. We check these things off. If each day you just check a few things off, your time will stay under control. You will be taking steps. It may go faster than you think. It may go slower than you think, but you're moving and you're going. And that is awesome. And that's enough. No perfection wanted here. No striving. It is fun. It is a business for a lifetime. And these kind of things, mastering these different things we've talked about tonight, will allow you to have a business that takes on a life of its own, that is fruitful and abundant for the long haul. And what more could you want than that? No matter what your path takes, that's a victory. So let me know what questions you have. Let me know how I can help or encourage you. If something's like, wait, what? I want to hear the victories. I want to hear the challenges too, okay?